Hello there and welcome back to this Angular course where today we're going to be having a look at code-driven navigation. So last time we went ahead and had a look at how we can utilize the router link directive to insert that into our A tags and go ahead and implement navigation in Angular. In this lesson, we're going to be having a look at how we can do just that, but instead of clicking on a link, go ahead and call some method which will take us to another route from the code. So without further ado, let's take a look. Alright, so in order to go ahead and actually somehow have our code, have our router navigate to a specific route from our code, we would need some object which Angular's router would know about. And when we do somehow change that object to maybe perform navigation to some kind of other route, the router would also perform its own separate tasks, which would actually go ahead and change our screen somehow and navigate to a specific route. So how do we get that object? Well, actually, Angular actually provides that object for us. So if we do go ahead and go into our app.component.typescript file, inside here, we can go ahead and create a constructor. There we go. And inside this constructor, we can actually go ahead and just insert the router service. So we can do private router. Let's import router. There we go. We import router from @angular/router. And you can call this router or router service. It doesn't really matter all too much. There we go. Let's go ahead and save that now. And there we go. So now with this router, we can do a number of things. So we can do router dot. We have config, error handler, events. Just a ton of different things here that we can actually go ahead and do. But the two that we're really going to be paying attention to in this lesson is this navigate and navigate by URL. Okay, so in order to actually go ahead and navigate to some kind of URL to a different route, first of all, one thing that is important to know is that in TypeScript, when you do go ahead and take in a parameter inside the constructor, if you assign some kind of access modifier to that parameter, so in this case we do private router, it's going to go ahead and make that available within the entire class. So we can use this router now in other methods as well. So just something to note. All right, let's create a navigate to method here. There we go, and it's going to take in a string 2. There we go, and then here we're just going to do this router navigate by URL, and we're just going to do string. Whoops, nope, not string 2. All right, and there it is. Awesome. So here I'm guessing, yeah, we're getting a TS-lint. We got to put this at the top. And then we have white space there. There we go. All right, awesome. So I'm accidentally closing this. There we go. Save that. Now inside our app.component.html, what we're going to do is we're going to delete these router links. And instead, we're going to create a button here. There we go. And let's create another button. There it is. And then here we're going to do button, and then event handler, click. We're going to go ahead, whoops, that's wrong for some reason. I decided to use a fat arrow function there. On click, we're going to go ahead and do navigate to and pass in /first. There we go. All right, now we're going to do pretty much, right here we'll just do first. We're going to do pretty much the same exact thing in this second button as well. Because here we're obviously going to navigate to second. All right, there we go. Awesome. Let's go to the browser now. Let's refresh here. Actually, we don't have it running, do we? Let's start this up. ng-serve. We are on lesson 4, right? I don't know why I have this node modules open. All right, there we go. Starting that up. So now essentially it's going to call this navigate to method, which is going to use this router that we actually did get. Now, we do get this from dependency injection, which is we're going to be going over in a subsequent unit here. But essentially, Angular just goes ahead and inserts this for us. So that is just something to note. All right. So let's then go to localhost port 4200. Now you can see we have these two buttons here. And here we can go and click on second. And there we go. You can see that it takes us to second, and then first it'll take us to first. So there we go. So that is actually how we do go ahead and navigate to a route by in the actual code itself, and not by clicking a link. Okay. One last thing that we're going to go over. There is a slight difference between navigate by URL and just .navigate. So navigate will actually take in an array of values. So what we can go ahead and do is do something like, slash, comma, and then, I don't know, maybe first, like that. There we go. Just like that. It's going to take in an array of values and then navigate to, going to combine that array in order to give us. So now, no matter what we click, you can see that it's going to navigate to first. And then we can change this to, for example, do second. And now, no matter what we click, you're going to see it's going to take us to second. So there we go. So that essentially is the difference there. Not a big difference. Mostly you're going to be probably using just navigate by URL. But if you are going to be using child routes, which we are going to be going over here in a few lessons, then navigate with passing in an array does make sense. And in the next lesson, we're going to be going over URL parameters. So essentially, we're going to be using URL parameters to go ahead and pass data into routes. So right now, when we're going to first and second component, we're not actually passing any data in there. And in the next lesson, we're going to be having a look at how we can actually go ahead and pass data into the routes. So anyway, without further ado, then I'm going to see you there. Till soon.